Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes in Coffee. Today, before we get into our episode, I'd like to provide you with some updates. I will not be uploading any episodes in the month of July. The reason being is we are expecting the birth of our child within the next couple of weeks. So, if it is the Lord's will, I will hope to resume uploading episodes in the month of August. I would appreciate any prayers for our family at this time as we start to prepare for the birth of our child. In the meantime, if you need to reach out to me for anything, you can reach out to me on any one of my social media platforms and I'll be happy to respond to you. With that being said, let's get into today's discussion. Have you ever thought about what your name would be like if it was recorded in the Bible? What do I mean? We hear many names that bring up many different emotions. For instance, Abraham, Isaac, David, Jesus. When we think of these individuals, we think of people who love God and whom God was pleased with. But when we hear names such as Judas, Jezebel, Ahab, there may be a different set of feelings. Have you ever thought about what your name would mean to God? And if God were to write your name in the Bible, how would people feel about reading your story? For instance, if my name was in the Bible, the book of Jerry, would it say, Jerry did evil? Jerry did not follow the ways of God. Jerry did not please God. Or would it say, Jerry walked in all the ways of the Lord. He did what the Lord commanded, and the Lord was pleased. Or even, Jerry was lukewarm. He did not care one way or the other, and he did not put in any effort. Oftentimes, when we think of ourselves as Christians, as those who walk in the steps of Christ, sometimes we look at the best versions of ourselves, or we look at what Christians are supposed to be, and then we think of ourselves as that image. For instance, when we think of the word Christian, we generally think of the good things that it brings, such as patience, kindness, love, and all of those things that it means to be a Christian. So when we think of being a Christian, sometimes we think that we are good or that we are doing good things. However, my question to you is, when you think of yourself, are you thinking of yourself as you are right now without all of the different labels, or are you thinking of yourself as what you hope to be? Because whatever you really are is what would be recorded in your book if it were in the Bible. I found it interesting as I read through the book of Kings that if a king did what was right, more than likely so would his children, as long as they kept the right surroundings around them. And if a king did evil, so did his children. And what I gather from that is the book that people read and those whom you most influence are more than likely are going to walk in your footsteps. Whatever your story would tell and whatever people would read in your book, make sure that it glorifies God. Because as the famous saying goes, your life may be the only Bible someone reads. Make sure that as you live your life, it is a book that will be pleasing to God. Because at the end of this life, we will stand before Him, and you and I will both want pleasing things before the Lord. So make sure as you live, you let your light so shine that many people will want to read your book and be encouraged to know that you love the Lord. This is Jared with 5 Minutes in Coffee.